What's up, weirdos? I'm Felicia and I like scary movies, and today we're talking about anything for Jackson. This movie was written by Keith Cooper and directed by Justin G. Dyke, and the thing I have to bring up about this duo here is that they're most known, I won't say known, most of the work they've done in collaboration has been on Hallmark Christmas movies. And just Hallmark movies in general. I'm just gonna do a quick scroll for Justin here on what his IMDb looks like. Sweet, sensible, uplifting, and then anything for Jackson. I love that because it feels to me, and I don't know these people, I don't know anything about them, but it feels to me like people doing the work, doing that film work, for years and years, and then finally getting to make their passion project, which I assume is anything for Jackson. I don't know, but it just seems that way to me. Now, let's get into a little bit of plot. A grieving Satanist couple kidnap a pregnant woman so they can use an ancient spellbook to put their dead grandson's spirit into her unborn child, but end up summoning more than they bargained for. Now, I'm just gonna say that again. We have an old couple that kidnap a pregnant woman to use a super scary spell to put their dead grandson's spirit in that unborn baby. That's like crazy and so brilliant. And honestly, I'm so bummed I hadn't seen this movie before I did my favorite occult horror films, because this one would definitely be in it. The movie starts off with us being introduced to this older couple, Audrey and Henry Walsh. Audrey's played by Sheila McCarthy and Henry is played by Julian Richings. The filmmakers automatically put us on the side of this very sweet older couple that are just so cute. They're just so cute. And then in that first scene, once they introduce them, something crazy happens. And then from that point on, it just gets crazier and crazier, but you never stop thinking they're cute. And that is my favorite kind of thing about the movie, is that there is just this sharp contrast, and that's my favorite thing in horror, or just any films, is strong contrasts. So we have a super sweet, cute couple doing horrible things, and they truly believe they're justified in doing it. So that's kind of the first thing I loved. Overall plot, characters, I'm just like, yes, I love it. The next thing I love is that it's kind of absurdly funny at times. Basically, as a lot of these satanic demon style movies go, they summon more than they bargained for, so you're gonna see a lot of those things. And sometimes they're totally horrifying, but they're almost on the edge of being funny at times. And if I'm the only one that thinks that, that's fine. There's also a lot of humor in how the old couple just reacts to things, because you can sort of tell they're new to this Satanism thing. They started it when their grandson died and they wanted the ability to bring him back. But it's just like these two people that are kind of amateur at, Satanism and trying to, call upon the devil to help them out. And it's just really funny. They're just so caring and humble and just like trying to figure out this thing, and it's just so wonderful to watch. The next thing I love is that this movie was made for very cheap. The budget was $250,000. The house that was used for most of the film was the writer's Keith Cooper's house. And then the set they used for their basement was actually Justin Dyke's house, the director. And honestly, I never would have known that if it wasn't on the IMDb trivia page, but I did think that was kind of awesome that once again, these dudes that made all these Hallmark movies were like, we're gonna make a horror movie even if we have to shoot it in our own house. And it turned out awesome. And let me say, they went for it. They held nothing back in terms of gore or scary moments or demon-y things. Like, they just freaking go for it over and over and over again in this movie. And I love that. And in terms of what I didn't like, I mean, sometimes the things that they summoned, they would look really good and then they would look not that good. I don't know how to describe that. I think if you watch it, you'll know what I mean. Like, the images are definitely very scary, but if you kind of look at them too long, you're kind of like, oh, that looks like a little shady, like a little janky, but it's still, I don't know. I still think it works. Oh, I also really like the girl that played the pregnant woman. I guess her name was Shannon, and she was played by Constantina Mentelos, and I thought she was really great. We also have this guy Ian, who is played by Josh Crudis, who is like super serious with his Satanism. Like he's like by the book, like this is super serious. He's got all these rules, and even he messes up sometimes, even though he's like so serious about it all. I don't know. There's just these little bits of humor that I don't know if were super intentional, but I really enjoyed. I think that's about it. It's streaming on Shudder right now. I definitely recommend checking it out, especially if you're really into like Satanist movies or like, you know, occult stuff. Like it's gonna be really fun for you. And this movie has a lot of heart. Like I talked about, you know, how it really goes for it and the gore and the weird absurd humor, but it also has a lot of heart because these grandparents like really care so much and are so doing everything out of love. That there's that aspect as well that I think is really nice. Alright, if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you next time. Have a nice screen. Bye.